Hello all, welcome back to our YouTube channel, and today we are going to see the pylna function. So let me already rename the our notebook, right? So when I created a notebook, I just attached the cluster and I imported all the function. This is the standard syntax from pyspark.sql.function import all the functions. Then I also imported all the types, and I also imported the window. Like whenever you are performing window operation, we need this syntax, right? So now firstly I will create the data, and the data, like whenever you are going to create the data, it must be in square bracket and row must be in the round bracket, right? This is the first row, second row, third row, and last row. And whenever we also need to give the column header. So that column header is id is the first column, name is the second column, salary is the third column. And this is the syntax part dot create data frame. So this is the syntax for the create data frame. Now we created a data frame. Let's see the result, right? df.show. So if I run it, now you can see the data frame is it basically table. So now if you see, we have the third three columns, id, name, salary, and fourth row. So what we want, whenever we have the null, that null we want to replace, at that time we use the pylna function. So now what we want to replace whole null. So it is not possible to replace whole null. So now if you see, id and salary, their data type is number. So what we can do, if just want to replace the id and salary, then we can give the 0. And if I want to replace the only name, so let's see the, we just want to replace whole table. Firstly df dot fill na, and if I give the 0, let's see the result. Like I just give the result. So whenever in the table data type is number, at that particular row will be filled with the replaced with the 0. Now also see the result using the show function. Now if you see, only we replace the null with the 0, right? So whenever, now if you see, name have the string data type, so it's not replaced. So now if you see, 0 here we have replaced with the 0, null replace here also with the 0, but this null not replaced and this null not replaced. Now what we can do, suppose now we just want to replace with the aa. If I give the aa, and if I let me remove the extra double quote and this one. Now if you see, previously we replaced the, we given the whole table, but it replaced only with the number column. Now if I give the string, then it will replace only with the column that data type have the data type as the string. If you see, now only name have the data type is string, so it replaced with the aa. Whenever it found the null values, it replaced with the aa. Now this is the for the whole table. Now what we want, each column we want to replace. Like now what we can do, df dot fillna. So there we need to give the column name and what wall we want to replace with the null. So fillna, right? So give the bracket, and here we need to create the dictionary key and pair. So key means column name. So first column name is, I just copy the column name and what value we want to replace with the null. So first column name is id. I can give the double, so column must name must be in the double quote, and then the key and date, key and value. Now we want to replace id with the, suppose 000, then comma, then we need to give the next column name and their respective value. Now name, so we want to replace with the, suppose xxx, when we have the null values. And next is the salary, suppose salary double quote, and this is then salary what we want to replace, suppose maybe something 1 suppose I can give the 1 4 time 1. And now if you see the result, now what it will do, whenever it found the null values for the id, it will replace with the 0. Whenever it found the under null values with the name, it give the 0. Now let's run and see the result. So now I can show the result, and here we forgot to add the show function to see the result. And let's run the code. So if I go to the top, original data, this is our data 1 2 3, and last two are the all the null. So let's see the what result we are getting for the. So now if you see for this one, we replace id with the 0, name is triple x, and when we have the null for the salary, we replace with the 4 times 1. Here also null 4 times 1, here also xx. So that is like each column we are, under each column we are providing the values and replacing the row. Now what we want, we just want to replace only name. Like if is there any value under name as a null, then that time we want to replace. Now let's see the another example, like next df.fillna, and what value we want to replace. Suppose not applicable, I can mention not applicable, and we need to give the subset. So what subset we have, can give the name. So I can just, these both are, can comment out, so you can understand easily original data, and this is one like. So and we forgot to add the show function. If I add show function, and let's see the result what we are getting. So now we just want to replace null values from the name column. So if you see, under the name column we have the two null values, and here both the values we are replaced with the not applicable. So that's all about the fillna function in PySpark. So if you have any question, any doubt, please write down in comment, and please subscribe the channel. Thank you.